Hey Felicity, my darling, how you doing?
I am really, really well. How are you, my
Good.
dear?
I'm good, and I'm very happy. We've got the lovely Sherri Somers here with us today, looking
Yes.
gorgeous as ever. How you doing, Sherri?
Wonderful. I'm so excited to be here. I'm cannot wait to dive in and chat with you ladies.
Oh,
Oh,
that's wonderful. Wonderful.
whereabouts are you, Sherri? Where are you tuning in from today?
I'm in Florida.
Oh,
I'm in
wow.
Florida. The weather is amazing. I must say thank
Oh,
God. I'm grateful. Yes.
Oh, I can't wait to visit. I've got three little children, and last year we had a holiday booked, paid for. We
Yeah.
were coming with the kids. They didn't know, so we were going to surprise them, and obviously we never got to surprise
Yeah.
them. So they still don't know that we even had it booked. So I thought, what's the point? So
Wow.
hopefully we'll get there at the end of this year. We love
Fingers crossed.
Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, should we kick off? So,
Yeah.
Sherri, thank you so much for being here. Our Crossroads Cafe podcast now, me and Felicity have been running it for how long, Felicity?
Well, do you know what we said? We thought it was nearly a year, but it can't be because this is like 17 episodes. So I think it's more like five, 6 months,
Six
isn't it?
months.
Yeah, but
Oh,
we've
Yeah.
just got so much value from it. It feels like
Oh
longer.
my
So
goodness. So much value, and so much so we actually have created, haven't we? We've created an essential sort of startup guide.
yes.
Because what we were hearing, Sherri, every single woman we've spoken to, every entrepreneurial woman that we've spoken to, the sort of practices that each of them do are very, very similar, if not
yeah.
exactly the same.
Yeah.
And it's just how they implement those practices and how consistent they are with their practices, which I believe is where the success comes from for them. So the reason we created a guide for that purpose. But yeah, we've been loving speaking to women. We'd love to hear from you, Sherri, and just find out a bit about you, where it all started for you, and yeah, how you became a business owner.
Oh, wow. Okay. So for me, I was in the space of, as everyone who started in business, when I was a police officer. So I
Oh
came from
wow.
law enforcement background. And during that process, during that time, I was seeking out to make more revenue because at the time I have a mortgage as anyone else. So I said, just get a side hustle, maybe something we can do. So my ex-husband and I decided that we were going to open up a cleaning company. So in doing so, I decided to educate myself on how to do so, because from cleaning company automatically kind of lead to real estate, because cleaning, residential cleaning, leads to real estate because you're cleaning houses. And in the process, I decided to go learn more about real estate. And what I would do, actually, I would take the information that I learned when it comes to real estate investment. I would take those information, package it, and I would bring it to the jail where I was working. And I started teaching ex-offenders that when they're released, how they themselves can start their own business as well.
Wow.
During that
Wow.
time, no one
Wowzers.
hire them. So I said, okay, they're not going to hire you. Then I'm going to show you how to start your own business that you're not going to worry about asking somebody for money. You're going to create your own revenue. And it
Very
got
nice.
this.
Wow.
I started doing that and it got major press, major attention. It became something called a reentry program. President Barack Obama got a hold of it and it kind of went to the
Wow.
White House and it just took off.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible.
Yeah,
It just
yeah,
took
yeah.
off from there. That's the short version.
Well, what you created was so amazing, though, Sherri. I mean, it's fascinating, isn't it? How the pieces of the jigsaw, we don't always see it, but they fit together. But
Yeah.
you, more than so many people, would understand those offenders and what they've had to go
Correct.
through, and you know, the challenges, and so many of them only got into trouble because of their circumstances and background,
Correct.
isn't it?
Correct.
And for you to be able to understand how to point them in a direction, so not only could they not reoffend, but to create a business and a lifestyle where they could feel proud of themselves and reach their
Yes.
potential. I'm so glad that you got
Incredible.
all the press. That's just extraordinary. Really, really, you know.
Correct. So the objective there was for them to be taxpayers again, right? So because you always hear
Yeah.
about tax burden and so on. So it was going to be taxpayers again. I didn't know it was going to take off like that. So that I start off in that journey. And the short version is right after all that press, my marriage was going downhill and my son was
Well,
getting really sick. So I was asking my supervisor at the time, hey, can I leave to take care of my son because I'm now a single mom. I'm a divorcee. What can I do to leave 30 minutes early so I can attend to my son? Because I'm now a single mom. Daycare closes at 6 o'clock. I'm getting off at 5:30. And he told me, even with all the press that all the things that we did, I would say the community did, he told me, no, I can't leave. I can't change my schedule.
Wow.
So of course, everybody else, I need a job and I need to pay insurance. So I went back to work. But when when you're called for a purpose that's bigger than you, God will keep nudging you.
Love
Yes.
That's my God for me. I
Yes.
don't know anyone else. He will not stop nudging you till you surrender. So during that process, I didn't surrender. But what happened is 2 weeks later, after asking for 30 minutes off to pick up my son ended up passing out at school.
Wow.
Unresponsive, not breathing. And then after I got that call, I left the job, rushed to my son needed. When I saw the paramedics working on him, I said, listen, I said, God, I'm going to make a promise to you. If you bring me my son back, I will never allow anyone to control my freedom again. And that was the last day of my job. I went to FMLA and I never went back.
Wow.
Sherri, that is incredible. Can I ask, what was wrong with your son? What was wrong with him?
Asthma. He had a very bad asthma attack, and he was on the playground. You know, kids don't want to stop playing.
Yeah.
And he got dehydrated and just dropped.
Wow.
He hit his head on the concrete, and
Wow. So. You know what, Sherri, again, we were talking about this in the last podcast. It's so important for us as entrepreneurs to know our why, isn't it?
Yes.
And you're the second lady in a row that has had such a big why. It's like, no, this is so much more important than anything. This is my reason. And
It is a movement. So during the process of that incident, I took FMLA and I never went back, but I didn't have money. I didn't have money because even being 10 years in law enforcement, I think I walked away with like $7,000.
Yeah.
So that $7,000, I was already behind on my mortgage. So I decided I need to figure out a way to make money. I had a degree, so I could go get another job. But the issue with my son calling off work, still to this day, the school will still call me and said, hey, he's not breathing, because they don't want that to happen again. So I said, what can I do? What can I do to start bringing in some income? So I started, because I was trying to learn the finances, because my credit score was 430. It was really, after the divorce, was really bad. So I said, what can I do to start bringing in income inside of my home? So I started going live, teaching people about finances and real estate, which is why I started in the first place.
Amazing.
And I started I went for 3 months straight. I made my first $12,000, and life just took off after that.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Amazing.
And what really highlights there is the questions that you're asking yourself. Like you said to yourself, what can I do? You know, it's like, I need to come up with a solution. What a brilliant bloody question to ask, you know, rather than a closed question. And I think that's it, isn't it? We say that, Felicity, don't we? And that's one of those steps. Ask yourself better questions and you're going to get given a better answer, or you're going to come up with a better answer.
Absolutely. And it's, you know, seeing the opportunities that are there, because there's always opportunities, isn't there? And, you know, everybody processes things in their own way and they've got their own challenges and things, but there's been, and not to be flippant, because I know people have, you know, I had COVID at the beginning of the pandemic. I know people that have lost, you know, loved ones. I'm not being flippant, but there are so many opportunities as well, aren't there? You know, and if we see them, you know, it's
correct. And sometimes we need to be a place where we're down and out, because your power, I think your purpose coming your pain, right? So your purpose coming, so seeing the bill coming in every month and saying, okay, we're going to lose this house, or we're going to lose my car, or what am I going to do with my son for insurance? But I will tell you this, I truly believe, and I tell my clients this all the time, when you're called to your purpose and you're on your assignment, anything that come to disrupt your assignment, you just need to focus on your assignment. The universe will take care of that.
I love that.
Your belief system and your thought process, when you can develop that, once you're on your assignment, there are things that are going to come up, COVID and pandemic and racial issues. Your job is to stay in your lane and let your lane. You're out there.
Yes,
you know,
love it.
Love that. And, that really resonates with me, Sherri, because, I've been, my business is starting to really shift, and I'm so grateful for that. I mean, one of the other things we say about, being an entrepreneur is you need to have a tribe, because it's so much easier when you've got people to support you. And for the early years of my business, it was a struggle for me because I didn't have that. But I have noticed recently, just gone on Clubhouse, which I love, and I've been looking at the number of followers I had and thinking, oh, do I look credible as a leader, because I don't have a huge number of followers? And do you know what? It's crazy to compare yourself to anyone else, isn't it? Like, I love what you've said. Stay in your lane.
In your lane. That's powerful.
Deliver value, and your tribe will be attracted to you. So thank you for reiterating that.
My entire tribe was I didn't have money for coaching. So I didn't have money for systems and tools and all that stuff. So I grabbed an iPhone and I went live every single day for 60 days straight.
Yes.
So I just kept going live. Delivering valuable information about the pain that I was in. So it wasn't about, it was about the pain and how I dig myself out from a 430 credit score, how I dig myself out of divorce, how I maintain my real estate as my property. So I was just telling them my pain and showing them the lifestyle as I walk through it, just being transparent. Nice. But I have a problem and I would have a solution, show them how I solve the solution. Not even selling, because I didn't even know about sales at the time.
Amazing.
All I would, my work was schedule a call with me. That was my call to action.
But it's relatable, isn't it? When you're open and vulnerable and honest, and you just put yourself out there, it's so relatable, and people get it, don't they? They just get it, and they, especially on live videos, which I remember I was started out in a network marketing company a few years back, and they'd say to me, "You've got to go live on your profile," and I was like, on my personal profile, it just filled me with dread, and I used to crap myself. I thought, I can't do it. But once I started, and then I made it a consistent thing, and I just pushed myself to do it, it was incredible, because I felt so empowered. I'd overcome this fear that I had.
Yes.
And also what I was saying, people were resonating with, and they'd message me and they go, "Em, I get that, and thanks for saying that. I've had a really bad day, and just that little tip helped me get through the day," and whatever. It's incredible how you grow through something like that, right?
Yes, it's definitely incredible. One of the things I say, if you're on social media to sell organically, that's not what social media selling organically is for. You can't sell organically. You're there to build an authority. That's your number one job when you're trying to get sales organically. It's to show that you are the authority in that space. Nice. And when you show that you are the authority in that space, imagine or create a paradigm shift as if this is your practice platform. So when you're going on social media, going live, this is just your practice platform. So
I'm making so many notes. My pen's going like this. Oh my goodness.
Sales is like in your ads and all this other stuff. But when we're talking about organic, just imagine it being something for practice. And then guess what? When someone sees you practicing, it's like getting paid to practice, right? When someone sees you practicing, they're like, "Hey, I need you to speak in Jamaica. Hey, I need to speak in Thailand. Hey, I need more information. Can you come here to speak?" So, but then you hit those stages and then you're getting paid to speak. But organically, it's just your practice zone till they see you raise your hand and says, "Hey, I want information from you." But people start posting for sales. You're not posting for sales. You're posting to position your authority, and we miss that.
Very nice. Very nice. That. And also, it goes back to it's so clear with you, Sherri, that you're so authentic, and the background, what you've done, massively. Where you've come from, and I love the fact that when you go on social media and you're you, if you genuinely want to add value, people will see that. They will see that. And I think that, for particularly if I know when people are starting out and they feel like they've got to, kind of fake it till you make it a little bit, actually, people see straight through it, and they might understand that, you're just doing the best you can where you're at, but just be you, just be real is so much more engaging, isn't it?
I love that. I love what you just said, because I always tell my significant other, I tell them all that if I'm going to go through this pain, I'm going to make money from it, right?
I love that.
There's somebody out there that's going through the same thing, but they may not be as ahead as I am, but they want to know the steps that I take to get where I am today.
Yes. Yeah.
Once the scar is healed, I can show them. Not when I'm bleeding, but when the scar is healed, I can talk about it.
Yeah.
So during those processes and during those times, they kept calling me the queen of live stream because I would constantly go live and just tell them, okay, step one, here's what I did. And step two, here's what I did. This is how, so they really come along with me for the ride. So
wow,
amazing.
It's like the best reality TV you're ever gonna get, isn't it?
Yeah. Amazing. So you touched on, or we said about practices, habits, and that kind of stuff. What is it that you do? What are the habits that you have that help you achieve the success that you've had?
Oh my goodness. Habits is everything. Everything. People ask me, how can a single mom, divorced mom, almost losing everything, how are you having a 6-figure business, 10 staff? How are you able to do that? And one of the things I can say I was able to do that is the fact of my repetitious behavior on a daily basis, my success habits. That's everything. Not my marketing, not my going live. It's what I decide to choose to do on a daily basis. And when I do that, it compounds and it generates revenue.
Wow. And what do you do on a daily basis? What's your morning routine? Come on.
You want to hear all the secrets?
We want to know.
I've got my pen at the ready. I'm literally writing everything you're saying. It's amazing.
Oh my goodness. I love it. So when we talk about success habits, I really think it always starts about having a fit mindset and a physical state. So what I mean by that, I always start my day 4 a.m. I'm an early riser, 4 a.m. working out, because I believe the physical body is the foundation, and you can be wealthy all you want, but if you're not healthy, right? Yeah. So I always start my day off with some type of workout. And I'm not a guru in workout. 30 minutes, baby. That's all I need. It set the atmosphere for my day because you're energized and it fills you with energy. And right after that, I have my workout. And after my workout, I will listen to some type of podcast or something positive. You guys, listen to something positive in the morning. Yeah. And then right after that, I journal. Now, I do understand that the things that we don't want to do as an adult are the things that we need to do to be successful. So even if I don't feel like journaling, I still do it because I know there's power in the pen.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And after I journal, I have this thing that I give my ladies in my money mindset mastery course. They have a revenue boosting activity. This is the powerful one. So my revenue boosting activity have my affirmations on there. And along with that, it has everything that must get done list. If it's not on the list, it's not going to get done today. It's just one sheet of paper. And on that sheet of paper, I list all the revenue activities that need to happen today. Top 3 priorities that need to get done. After those 3, anything else is falling in line. But I keep those revenue boosting activity on point and focus on that. If I don't get to it, it's the next day. Yes. And I consistently being repetitious in doing that, and I can see the revenue generated.
Amazing. I just love as well that you clarify that, because, a friend of mine, mentor of mine, a few years ago said, oh, I've had 5 revenue days this week. And I was like, well, what do you mean? He said, well, otherwise, if we're not generating revenue on a consistent basis, all we've got is a very time consuming hobby that's very expensive. So I love 100%. That you clarify that, Sherri.
Very intentional. My day is my day is very, even with my assistant that you guys were talking to, she don't give me the whole week, just give me what am I doing today.
Nice.
Yeah. Myself this time right now, how is it making me money? I have to really evaluate that at the end of the day and say, this activity, is it better off with somebody who is an expert in it, or is this because if it's not in my lane or area of genius, I need to force it.
Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, absolutely. Do what you do best.
Do delete, delegate.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, I truly believe your gift will make room for you. So if I operate in my genius, there will be an overflow of financial abundance that will give me the opportunity to hire out, as long as I'm operating in my area of genius.
Oh,
yes.
I just love that. Just love that. We need to be reminded of that all the time, don't we? Get so busy getting in, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and all the rest of it. I tell you
Tiny
something,
objects.
We're in lockdown, Sherri, and at the moment I've only got a 2-bedroom flat. I tell you something, as soon as we're out of lockdown, I'm getting myself that cleaner I've promised myself, even though it's only a 2-bedroom flat, because it takes me forever to do the cleaning because I'm not interested in it. You know, I like being clean. So yeah, very nice. Thank you for that. That's so many pearls of wisdom in this, and we've only been going a few minutes.
Yeah, no, amazing. So what would you say like your biggest lessons are? I'm sure you've had so many. What are the biggest lessons? And I just want to know, Sherri, how long have you been coaching for?
Good.
Just out of interest.
December 15, 2015 is when I started in the coaching space, having my first business. So we were just celebrating that the other 5 years the other day. So I've been coaching in that space because what happened when I started my cleaning company, I made $85,000 the first year. Right. So then I rinse and repeat to see if I could do it. And then I started selling a model. So that's how I became a coach. And
nice.
So
nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. It's just, and it's what I'm picking up from you is every step you've made it progress. It's evolved. And you,
correct.
Yeah.
I document every step so I can repurpose it and sell it later. Yes. Correct. I do it first, and even the revenue boosting activity planner that I tell you for your day, I literally took that. You got to take it out of your head, because your head is not meant to keep stuff. It's meant to transfer stuff. So I took it out of my head and then put it on paper, and then I use it consistently to stay in line. Oh God, it's cutting grass.
Don't worry.
Very nice.
Amazing.
Very
so what would you say are the biggest teachings that you've had over the last 5 or 6 years since you've been coaching? What are the biggest lessons, biggest teachings?
The biggest teaching that I can really think that I've learned many of the times when my clients come to me and say, Sherri, my messaging is wrong, my marketing is wrong, I'm not getting any sales. Many of the time it goes back to their belief system and their thought process. It goes back to your beliefs. They're thinking, oh, my marketing is off, and I'm not talking to the right client. Yes, be that it may, but sometimes that's the leaf of the problem. That's not the root of the problem, right?
Yeah.
So they're talking to the leaf. They're not talking about the root. And the root is when I tell them to go live or something, they have some type of preconceived notion of why they should resist it. Yeah. So, and the resistance comes from what their mindset is telling them, like, no one in their family ever have 6 figures. They don't have the degree and the imposter syndrome. So many of the times they won't show up in their greatness because they feel like the imposter syndrome is not there, or they need to get another coaching program, or they don't have enough credibility. Yeah. So with that being said, my duty, and that's why I created Money Mindset Mastery course, is to help them, show them how their thoughts and belief can literally print money in their life. So as a revenue master life coach, I deal mostly with our mindset and money more than I do with the marketing. Marketing is my area of genius, but it's literally, I spend more time coaching them on a mindset piece than I do about marketing. Because once you get the mindset and you create your leadership identity of who you see yourself, everything else is just second nature. Once you identify who you are and you show up as her every day, everything else that we tell you to do just becomes second nature. If you see yourself as a 6-figure woman, you show up as her every day, performing, making decisions from her level. So who's your best coach is your future self, your 5-year self, you're doing it now.
I love this. Well, do you know, there's no such thing as a coincidence. I've been thinking this morning about, I have this avatar that I'm just going to share it here. Everyone that's listening can hold me accountable. Emma knows about her anyway. She's a wealthy, wise woman. And I was thinking this morning, how much have I been living on a daily basis as my wealthy, wise woman? And I had to call myself in and think, I've let myself get caught up in busyness with bits and pieces. So to hear this evening, Sherri, it's just confirmations like, yep, girl, come on. Live as wealthy, wise woman. That's who you are.
Right. And put a number with that wealthy, wise woman. The days when you're slacking off, you're going to be like, okay, this woman that makes $372,000, would she be drinking wine at 2:00, or would she be,
would she be kicking butt?
Oh my God, Sherri, you've had a camera in my room. No, I haven't been doing that. I haven't been doing that. But yeah, I absolutely.
You start evaluating her, and then I remember getting CRMs and customer relationship manager for the people who are out there, and my CRM cost $150, but I didn't have not one person on my email list. And they're like, why are you spending $150 with not one person on your email list? Because I'm making decision from the woman, the future woman.
Yes.
Now I don't have to worry about that because it's paid for itself. But if I had not did it back then, I would have still learning how to work it. I was still, so I had to grow into that woman.
Yes,
so.
yes. Wonderful. Just love it. Just love it.
Amazing.
So Sherri, what's your greatest joys from what you've achieved and what you're creating at the moment? What really lights you up? I mean, you're completely lit up. You're like a bonfire and a firework display on your own. But
so much energy.
Yeah.
I think my greatest joy is, number one, always is financial confidence. I truly believe that I can create money at any given time without worrying about how the economy is doing. Truly believe. That's the financial confidence that whether we're in a recession or a pandemic, I have the power to create money. And that come again back from our belief system and our thought process and all that. But I also love the fact that I control my schedule. Like it's so pricey. There is no money you can put on that. I wake up every day and I love to do what I do. And most of the times I deal with clients who are in the financial space. They're a financial professional, they're a tax accountant, they're an insurance agent. And one of the reasons why I went down to that space, I wanted to nurture these type of people, because when I was down and out and wasn't there financially, I wish I had someone to teach me about my finances, but I couldn't find that person who relate to me. So, and the reason why I couldn't find it because they were struggling putting themselves out there, and they themselves needed the life coaching, and they themselves. So I think right now my number one job is to help them to spread that financial freedom. Because when they're able to spread their wisdom and knowledge about finances, our community, the gatekeepers has opened the door and make things possible. We start making better decisions about our finances so we can move further along. But I want to stand as an excuse that you can be a single mom, you can be a divorcee, and you can still have a 6-figure business. It is possible.
I love that. And the belief that you have is just, it shines through, because I suppose it's not even the belief, it's moved over to knowing. It's not even believing you can achieve something, it's knowing that you can achieve something.
Correct.
Which is phenomenal. And I think anyone listening to this, just your presence across camera, you can just feel it. It's like, I want to be around you, because if I'm around you, I know I'm going to achieve what I want to achieve. Do you know what I mean? Just through being around you, that's how it feels, which is incredible.
And I teach that a lot. I truly teach that when someone comes in your presence, they should leave, because it's energy, right?
Absolutely.
Flows just like money flows, energy flows, right? Able and the belief system where I think because I've done podcasts where they'll ask me, Sherri, what do you think that confidence come from? And I said, I will tell you this, in my journey, whether there's a big financial item that come up or where there's a situation that come up, for some reason, the answer always have a solution with the problem. And I truly believe that when we are planning out the things that we want to do in life, I promise you, God already had calculated all the issues that was going to go wrong in the planning anyway. We're worried about the things because these issues and pain is what builds our more content for us.
Massively. And I love that. Just stay on your path. Just stay on your path. Keep looking forward and stay on your path. I'm going
to just say, I've got a big whiteboard here with kind of inspirational things. I'm just going to write that right on there in the middle in red. Stay on your path.
Brilliant.
In your lane, move at your pace. Correct.
Awesome. And when you
wake up and you start saying your affirmation and start believing those affirmations, because whatever you verbalize, you magnetize.
You're
going to be able to magnetize it. But the more things you say, the way you think and you keep thinking it, now that thought become a belief. right? So if say we can say something bad, the same thing where you can say something good. So the more you start saying these things that you're thinking out loud, you start verbalizing. I tell people all the time, God know what you're waiting on when he see what you're working on. So you gotta working on. So
love it.
Amazing. Yeah.
Brilliant.
This is so much fun, Sherri. So glad we got you on the call.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
So tell us what's next for you, Sherri.
Oh, okay.
Tell us what's next. This is just going to blow our minds. There's probably so much. Me and Felicity are sitting here going, oh, Jesus, we need to step up our game.
Yeah, totally. And I love that.
You've got to step it up, babe.
Absolutely. And that's why you've got to have a great peer group as well, just before, isn't it? Because what is it? We've all heard it so many times. Your life is the reflection of, is it the 5 people you spend the most time with?
Yes, correct.
And this shows it, doesn't it? Like even being on this virtual call, when you're around people with that energy and that positivity and that vibe and just that whole way of being, it makes you feel so good. Even if we can't get in, it's not like we can give you a hug and be right in front of you, but
just energetically, Sherri.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that's just the amazing thing about having a coach or a life coach, whatever it is, that's got that, because when they've got that, it filters across. It trickles across and you absorb it, and then things just open up and they change.
Correct. And because let's think about it. Your clients right now, when they come to you and invest in you in the beginning, they don't have much faith that it's going to work, or they have no evidence that it work yet. So they have to take the faith of their coach first until they can carry their own faith. And when they start having clients on their own, then they're like, they get a little bit more okay in carrying their own faith. And then after a while, all the faith is off the coach and back onto themselves because they have proven themselves. So as a coach, my job is let me carry the weight of your faith first. And when you trust me to carry the weight of your faith, as evidence, as breakthroughs start happening, I lift that faith back up and put it back on you.
That's amazing. Love that. And I love what you've said about the energy, because I truly believe we're vibrational catalysts or vibrational tuning forks. And we need to remember as well that the energy we put out affects the people around us, whether they pick up on it as they're intentionally or not. We all know what it's like to be around a mood hoover, don't we? So we need to make sure that we're keeping that vibration. I love that you do that for your clients, and you're aware, intentional about doing that for your clients, and then you go, okay, you're strong enough now to carry your own confidence.
Correct. And that comes in their evidence of getting new clients, or somebody engaging with them, they're getting paid to speak, or something of that nature, where the wins are coming in. I call it the wins are coming in. They're like, well, I think I can do this. I think I can. So that's awesome. So what next for me, just to answer that question, is talking about this, because I think sometimes we are so quick to invest in marketing, and we're so quick to invest in sales process, and we're so quick to invest in campaigns, and we're on launches. But I guarantee you, many times the people that come to me, the first step, I think everyone, the catalyst or the foundation, is to really create a CEO mindset, the mindset of money and how you should think as an entrepreneur. And that's why I created my Money Mindset Mastery course. That is my baby, because I feel like that's the first step. When someone said, I want to start a business in this area, here's what you're going to go through. You're going to go through days you're overdrafting your account. It won't be pretty. You're going to go through not having all the information. You're going to go through late nights. And I wish someone had said to me, Sherri, that's part of the process.
Yes.
You're going to doubt yourself. It's not going to work out. You're going to fail so many times. Because the thing is, you see other people's success, right? And even people and that's why we always like to say to the entrepreneurs, the female entrepreneurs that we speak to, where did it all start from you? Because people see other people's success and they don't see the path. They don't see the journey and the crap that you've been, that you've had to deal with to get to that point. You just see it and you go, oh, that's what I want. But it takes so long to get to that point.
Yes,
Correct.
absolutely. And we were talking about this the other day. Emma and I say this to each other all the time. Sometimes we have to, it's the long game. It's the long game. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Sometimes there'll be moments where it feels like a sprint, but it's the long game.
Yes.
And, you know, it's so popular in culture, isn't it? Oh, hack this, hack that, hack the other. But anything of value, it's like you have like a garden, isn't it? You have to clear out, as you do with the mindset, clear out all the weeds and all the rubble, and then clean the soil up, fertilize the soil, and then plant. That's when your flowers will come through. Yeah.
You're so right. Because there are times when I made my first 12K, I would say, okay, here's what you do. Here's what I did. And for some reason, they wouldn't find the strength to stay committed to see the results. That was the thing I said. So it wasn't that my strategy didn't work. They couldn't find the self-intentions to stay there and evaluate themselves and praise themselves, right? And it seems like they would give up and not get the same result that I got. And I'm showing them exactly how I did it. So I knew it wasn't the marketing, it wasn't the strategy. There's a piece, there's a mindset piece that's a setback that's holding them. So we have to deal with that first. And then when we did condition the mind, because let's think about it, every time a course come about, even if they have mindset piece, it's like 1 week of mindset, 10 of marketing, right?
Yeah, totally.
It is. You're right.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be that coach that's how an entire course dedicate just to your belief system and your thoughts process. Because when you get your beliefs, your feelings, your thoughts, and your action packed down, you're unstoppable. When you control your thoughts and your thoughts don't control you, there's nothing in the world you can't achieve.
Love it.
Oh, it's so powerful. And you know what? Again, I'm just kind of unpicking what you're saying. Because I have worked in corporate business for some years, and they, you know, they do these amazing transformational change programs, and 70% of them fail miserably because they're all about process, and marketing's process, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
If you do this with the right mindset, you'll get this result, but you can't focus primarily on process. Process comes after people, mindset. So that's I can see that's why you're so successful in your coaching, Sherri.
Because just getting somebody to wake up, you know, every day and do all the steps that I say, I know for a fact, because I always tell people, rely on facts, not on feelings, because your feelings says, I don't want to get out this bed, but fact is, if I get out and work out, I'm gonna lose 5 pounds. That's fact. Right. So don't go on your emotions. Always go to fact. Fact is, and if you can't find the fact to back it up, then you go to your spiritual, whatever your spiritual calling, and there. So there are days when they're like, how do you wake up at 4 a.m. like a clockwork? After you have been conditioned to do it for so long, again, repetition, success habits, then it just becomes natural. So the first party, you're moving with your own strength, but you do it so much that your muscles now is conditioned to do it automatically.
So good. So good. And it's those habits, isn't it? When, as you say, it's no longer I feel like it, it's just this is who I am.
This is who I am, and this is what I do.
Correct. And that's I was listening to a gentleman, and he runs I think 20 miles or something a day, and they'll say, how do you do that? And he says, I'm a runner. This is who I am.
This is who I am.
Absolutely.
It goes back to what we just said, identity. How you see yourself.
I love that. Leadership identity. I've written that one down. I love that.
It goes back to, as a leader, when you identify who
are you,
then everything else, actions behind that identity naturally follows. Your muscles just do things on command. Your faith muscles just get up and do it, because you identify. You could have $2 in your bank account, but you see yourself like Beyonce, and you're gonna get up.
So good to get up there. Sasha Fierce in the house.
So your money. So what you're telling yourself is, oh, my paycheck just need to catch up with who I really am. It's coming. It just need to catch up. It's just not there yet. That doesn't mean I'm not who I am. My bank account just need to catch up. It just needs time to catch up from who I am. It'll catch up if I keep going.
Amazing. You've just reminded me of something when I was didn't know what I was doing with my business. And I've said this on the podcast before. I launched my business with a huge amount of passion, not a clue what I was doing. And I got, quite painted myself into a corner and very quickly ended up with not very much money. And I can remember being on our version of the Underground, or you know what I mean, the subway. And a guy put his wallet in his back pocket and he dropped £20. And I walked along behind him and I picked up that money and I called him. I said, "Oh, you've dropped this." And I was not even proud of myself. I'm like, yeah, I am not a broke person at my core. I could have just had that
put it in your back pocket.
You would never have known, but that's not who I am. And that things started to kind of pick up from that. And I think sometimes the universe is asking us who we are, isn't it? Who are you?
Testing.
Because the universe is waiting on an instruction, right? I tell him all the time, okay, God, release your universe to do this. Yeah, and based on what I'm working on, he knows what I'm waiting on. So
love that. Oh, yeah. Amazing.
Excellent. How can people when they're listening to the podcast and they're listening in, how can they get in touch with you and learn more about this course? Is it best to visit your website, or what's the best thing to do?
Exactly. You can go right on my website. It's ITS. It's Sherri. That's my name. It's Sherri.com. ITSHERRI, because people always spell it wrong. It's Sherri.com. And you go to /money mindset mastery. But on the website, everything is on there. There's actually a free 30 live stream ideas for your listeners. This 30 live stream ideas is a mix and match free giveaway for me to you guys and for your listeners to be able to show up. So there's different 30 ideas they can mix and match to show up live and make money.
Amazing.
And that's wonderful, Sherri, because one size doesn't fit all, does it?
Exactly.
So the fact that you can mix and match. You are a truly inspiring woman. I've just so much enjoyed this podcast.
I feel like I want to go out and run a marathon. I do. I feel like I feel so energized. I'm like, come on.
Yeah,
I'm off.
I'll be up.
And it's pitch dark.
Yeah, exactly.
Pitch dark here in the UK.
Oh wow! What time is it there?
It's 6:45, but yeah, okay. 6:45.
One day I will get there. I promise myself. One day.
Well, if you do, give us a shout.
We'd love to have you.
I'm hoping a conference or something will show up to where I have to get there.
Oh, it will. Yeah. It will. We'll make sure it does, Sherri.
Well, I'm a whole lot of in person. I'm a whole energized.
I can imagine.
I'll have some of that. That would be great. That would be great.
Sherri, thank you so much. You've been an absolute superstar. Really appreciate your time. I know you're a busy woman, but you've literally given us some amazing,
incredible value today. Thank you so much.
I've literally been scribbling the whole time you've been talking, because there's so many golden nuggets in there. I'm taking that. I'm going to use that. I'm going to implement that. Amazing. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Sherri. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the time. And again, if there's anything I can do for you, just go to my website. It's Sherri.com.
We will, my darling. Thanks a lot. Okay. Take care.
Bye-bye.
See you later, ladies. Bye.